The crowd roared his name, but in the silence, he heard only the ticking clock. Perfection was his refuge and his prison. He chased immortality through sweat and pain. And when the lights went out, his echo kept playing, like a heartbeat that refused to die. He lived in motion, a storm contained in grace. Every step on the court was a confession, every shot a prayer whispered between triumph and torment. They saw a man obsessed with winning. He felt a man terrified of stopping. For Kobe, stillness meant decay, and silence was louder than any crowd could ever be. Welcome to EchoDriven Stories, where every legend ends in music. Stay until the end for an original tribute written in his memory. He wasn't born a legend, he built himself into one, brick by brick, breath by breath. The kid from Philly with a fire too large for his own shadow waking before dawn, shooting until the lights went out, chasing ghosts that no one else could see. He wasn't playing against others. He was playing against time, against the idea that greatness could fade, that perfection could crack. 1996, the rise. He entered the league like a comet, all hunger and defiance. The crowd loved him. Then they hated him. Then they couldn't look away. He smiled through the noise, the isolation, the pressure that bent lesser souls. He fed on it the pain, the doubt, and turned it into fuel. But genius has a cost. Behind the trophies, behind the Mamba mask, lived a man who rarely slept, a man haunted by the weight of expectation, by mistakes that headlines turned into scars. The louder the world celebrated him, the quieter he became inside. He pushed his body beyond breaking. He tore, healed, tore again, until pain was no longer something to fear, it was home. 2009. The redemption. The same fire that once consumed him began to light others. He learned to speak softer, to listen, to mentor the ones coming after him. The warrior turned teacher, the assassin learned grace. And yet, he never stopped chasing that last perfect moment, the shot that erased all doubt. January, a clear sky, a flight that should have been routine. The world stopped. The silence that followed was unbearable, not because of what was lost, but because of what still echoed that relentless heartbeat of purpose, of love, of unfinished dreams. In death, he became more human than ever. Not the logo, not the legend, the father, the dreamer, the man who refused to waste a single sunrise. He taught us that obsession could be sacred if it was rooted in love. That discipline was not cruelty, but devotion. That failure wasn't the opposite of greatness, it was the path to it. His story isn't about basketball. It's about the hunger to matter, to leave something behind that can't be erased. He turned competition into poetry, loss into fuel, mortality into meaning. And though his body fell, his echo still rises in every child with a ball, in every dreamer chasing something impossible. And when words could no longer hold him, music did.
Started at the bottom with a ball in my hands. Dreams bigger than the court, bigger than the stands. Every scar a lesson, every loss a flame. Built an empire out of hunger, never played the game. 5 rings on my fingers, but the weight was real. Gave my body to the craft, told my soul to kneel. They called it obsession, I called it faith. When you chase immortality, there's no time to waste. Mornings at 4 a.m. while the city slept. Made a promise to myself that I always kept. Left my family waiting, missed 1,000 nights, but I swore I'd give them everything when I reached the heights. Taught my daughter how to fly with that same fire. Saw myself in her eyes, taking it higher. Legacy ain't what you win, it's what you leave behind. A throne built on sacrifice, a kingdom in the mind. And when the world is watching, you can't afford to break. Every breath, every step is everything at stake. I spread my wings over the mountain, touch the sky, then fell like rain. They'll remember how we soared, not how we carried all the pain. Wings over the mountain, higher than they thought I'd climb. Forever in the echoes, frozen in the hands of time. One flight, one Sunday, the world stood still. 9 souls ascending over Calabasas Hill. My daughter next to me, her dreams just begun. In that final moment, I knew what I'd become. Not a player, not a champion, not a name in gold, but a father who believed in a story to be told. I spread my wings over the mountain, touched the sky and felt like rain. They remember how we soared, not how we carried all the pain. Wings over the mountain, higher than they thought we climbed. Forever in the echoes, forever beyond Mamba never dies, it only evolves. The work continues, the legacy revolves.